first example of that is the 7 days in which Hashem created the universe. And as Ariel walks around Koby according to our mitzvahs, he is helping in the binyan bayis, in the building of their world, of their home that will exist together. And so we will sing the words of Brucha Haba, welcoming Ariel, our Kala, under this chuppah, and then continue with the words of Livon Siach, blessing the bride as the Shoshana, as the beautiful rose, who is gracing us with her countenance under this chuppah.
Brucha Haba Mivan Siach Shoshan Kofi So deep Mivan Siach Shoshan Kofi So deep. Yivarech etechacha ve'et ha'kala Yivarech etechacha
We're honored to be here with Ariel and Koby under their chuppah. And my name is Gershon Albert. I think I know many of you. To those of us joining us virtually, to those of us who are here in person, it's an honor to be here with you and to officiate today together with Rabbi Akiva Naaman. So in a few moments' time, Rabbi Akiva is going to start with the first of two parts of a Jewish wedding. I'll come up a little bit this way so I can look at Koby and Ariel as well. So we have two parts of the Jewish wedding. The first is known as Kiddushin, is the act of betrothal, the moment that creates the sanctity, the Kedusha, the holiness between the two of you. And then we'll have a brief pause that we mark with reading the ketubah itself, the ketubah that Ariel has not yet seen, but Rabbi Akiva and I can testify Koby is already committed to. And we'll read that, and then Ariel and Koby are going to also exchange words to each other of their commitments and their love for each other. So that's going to be the kind of intermission between part one, which is Kiddushin, the betrothal, and then we'll go on to part two, which is Nisuin, the act of the full marriage between husband and wife. Nisuin is marked by standing under this chuppah and reciting the Sheva Brachot, the 7 blessings. We're going to have friends read the Sheva Brachot in Hebrew and then translate them into English as well. And so now, without further ado, I'd like to call Rabbi Koby Neiman to pick up the first of 2 glasses of wine to make the birchot that are receiving the blessings of betrothal. Ariel and Koby, if you would face towards Rabbi Koby, you're going to stand there, and we're going to face towards you, kind of triangular form. And Koby, you have mine. You have mine. So let's have Adam come up now. Adam, why don't you stand guard?
Sorry, here. Andre. Rabbi, you want me to stay up here or go back?
Just stand on the side.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al arayos v'asar lanu es harisos v'v'tiv lanu es hanesuos lanu al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh amo Yisrael al yedei chuppah v'kiddushin.
So Rabbi Koby and I are going to be witnesses for the first part for the Kiddushin. And Koby, you have the ring in your right hand.
הרי את מקדשת לי בטבעת זו כדת משה ישראל.
מקודשת. Mazel tov. Mazel tov, everyone. Mazel tov to Ariel and Koby on their wedding. As many of you may know, we're currently in the middle of a 49-day count called Sfirat HaOmer, or in English, Sfirat HaOmer. Thank you. And that's where we count 49 days from the holiday of Passover to a holiday called Shavuot. And currently on day 36, roughly, give or take a few. And the mystics tell us that it's not just a random count between 2 holidays. We don't do this with any other holidays. It's not like we're counting between each other holidays, from Hanukkah to Purim or anything like that. But some people might count down to Purim. And what's going on over here? Passover is the holiday where the Jewish people were betrothed to God. Where God said, I'm going to come in. I want you. I want you as my people. It's the engagement. It's the Kiddushin. Kiddushin, which means betrothal. The root of the word Kiddushin is kadosh, holiness. It's when God is coming saying, I'm making you holy. I'm raising you up from slavery. I'm raising you out of oppression. You are to be mine. And that is the first step of what we just did here, of Kiddushin, of betrothal, of engagement. And then 49 days later, we have Shavuot. We have the marriage. We have the wedding. We have the celebration. We have the festivity. And there's a fascinating medrash, which is, I'm going to take this in a really interpretive line right over here. You're going to love this. And it said, the medrash, the kind of a Jewish tradition, tells us that everyone is at the foot of Mount Sinai, ready to accept the Torah, ready to accept the Luchot, the tablets. And God takes Har Sinai and he raises it up over the Jewish people, kind of lifts the mountain. It's hanging over everyone. In Hebrew, kafa alehem har kigigit. He covered, kafui, he covered over them the mountain. And I think that's kind of like a chuppah. Right? Where they're standing there and they're this face-to-face experience with Hashem, with God. And God says, I'm taking you under this mountain, I'm taking you under this chuppah, and you are going to be mine forevermore. And that is Shavuot, that is the marriage. And that's what we're about to do right now. We count down to things. When we count down to things, it's because we're excited for the thing that's about to happen. We don't really care about the countdown, right? When you're excited for something to come on Amazon, it's not really a good analogy anymore because it comes like that day. But it used to be back in the day, with someone would mail something, would take, I don't know, a week. And you would count down, when is it coming? When is it coming? When is it coming? And in such a count, the days don't count. Because you don't care about the actual days, you just care about the end result. You just care about where you're trying to get to. In Sfirat HaOmer, we don't count down, we count up. Today is 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, all the way to 49. Why do we count up? Because when we're counting up, we're counting from something, where every single day counts. And I'd like to thank Mark for the inspiration for this Dvar Torah. Every single day counts, and especially over the slightly difficult last year and a half with everything that's been happening in the world. Ariel and Koby really found a way and made a way to make every single day count. And so our blessing to you is that today is day 1. And every single day, Ad Mea Ve'esrim, until 120, may you both live happily married together. Every single day should count. Every single day should be a beautiful day in your marriage of clarity, of happiness, and of beautiful joy together. Mazel tov. Well, you know what?
We're continuing with our intermission period. We finished Kiddushin with the giving of the ring, and now in our in-between time under the chuppah, the minhag, the tradition, is for the ketubah to be read. So Rabbi Kiva is now going to read the ketubah that Koby committed to. You can see it beautifully. It was designed by Ali Zach. Absolutely stunning. And after Rabbi Kiva reads it, Koby is going to hand the ketubah to Ariel, who will lift it up. Ariel, that ketubah belongs to you. If you ever should lose the ketubah, come to Rabbi Kiva or myself, and we'll get you a replacement ASAP. But God willing, you should use this ketubah in good health. Or Ali, right? Ad Mea Ve'esrim. No, but seriously, halachically, it's important that you get it replaced, as soon as possible. So Rabbi Kiva is now going to read the marriage contract, the ketubah, for us.
ואחד בשבס 20 יום לחודש אייר שנת 50 2,781 לבריאת העולם. למניין שאנו מונים כאן, אוקלנד, קליפורניה, איך החסן אהרון יעקב בן דוד עוזר למשפחת גדול. אמר להדה בתולתא אריאל לאה בס מרדכי פסח למשפחת כהן. הבא לי לאינטו קדש משה וישראל ואנה אפלך ואוקיר ואיזון ואברנס יציחי ליחי כהלכוס גוברין יהודיין. דפלחין ומוקרין וזונין מפרנסין לנשהון בקדושה ויבנה ליחי מהר בתולתא כסף זוזי מעתן דחזי ליחי מדאורייסה. וזונייכי וכספסייכי ובסיפוקייכי ומעל לבוסייכי כאזרח כל ערה בצביה מרה אריה לאה בסולסה דא והווה לי לאינטו ודן לדוניה דהנהלה לי מביה אבוה בן וכסף בן ודהב בן בתכשיטין במאני דלבושה בשימושי דירה ובשימושי דערה הכל קיבל עליו אהרון יעקב חסן דנן במאה זקוקים כסף צורף וצבי אהרון יעקב חסן דנן והוסיף לה מין דילי עוד 100 זקוקים כסף צורף אחרים כנגדן סך הכל 200 זקוקים כסף צורף וכך אמר אהרון יעקב חסן דנן אחרית שטר כתופתא דניה דן ותוספתא דן קבלית עלי ועל ירתי בתרי להתפרה מכל שפר הרג נכסין וקניונה דאיסלי דחזת כל שמיה דקניה ודעתיד אנה למקנה נכסין דאיס להון אחרית ודלית להון אחרייס כלהון יהון אחרון וערן לפרה מן הון שטר כתופתא דניה דן ותוספתא דן מיני ואפילו מן גלימה דעל כתפי בחיי ובשר חיי מן יומא דנן לעולם ואחריות שטרת כתופתא דן נדוני דן ותוספתא דן קיבל עליו אהרון יעקב חסן דנן כחומר כל שטרי כתובות ותוספתות דנהגין בבנות ישראל העושים כתיקון חכמינו זכרם לברכה דלא כאסמכתו דלא כתובסי דשטר וקניין מין אהרון יעקב בן דוד עוזר למשפחת גדול חסן דנן למרס אריה לאה בס מרדכי פסח למשפחת כהן בתולתא דן על כל מה תכתב ומפורש לאל במנה דקשר למקנה בי והכל שריר וקיים נאום עקיבא שאול בן אפרים יהודה עד נאום גרשון דוד בן משה יצחק עד.
We'll do that later. And just among the beautiful lines, most of the Ketubah is a halachic document, but among the most beautiful lines of it, it's a chivalrous document. If not, I describe it as a chivalrous document. And Koby, some of the commitments that you made to Ariel is to care for Ariel, and I think by extension, this is for both of you to care for each other. B'chayai uvater chayai, in this life and after this life. Means hayom ad la'alam, from today until forever. And one of the other lines is ve'afilu min glima de al katfai, even if it takes the shirt off your back. So those are important, significant commitments. And now, Koby, I'd like to ask you to give that ketubah to Ariel to lift up. And that counts. Yeah.
Great.
And Ariel, that's now your ketubah.
Cool. Thank you.
And so this moment that Ariel and Koby would like to share some words with each other under the chuppah.
Suit jacket.
It's in California. You can keep a few of your top buttons.
Ariel, where do I even begin? What a crazy and hectic journey it has been for the both of us. This is honestly, I could say, the happiest day of my life. And I really didn't think it would ever come, honestly. Can everyone hear me? Gotta make sure. I can't believe this is actually happening. And I cannot believe that I'm marrying my best friend. Ariel Leah. You're a special soul, and I will cherish you for the rest of our lives together. The bond we share with one another is an indescribable feeling that I simply cannot put into words, although I did. I have learned so much from you and have learned to be better each and every day. You are such a kind, creative, thoughtful, funny, deep, resourceful, determined, and intelligent person. You make me realize that life is what you make of it, and that you should stand up for what is right. Ariel, I cannot wait to learn and grow more with you and raise a family together, Bezrat Hashem, and share our values with them that we so cherish. You're going to be an incredible mother, showing and Bezrat Hashem teaching our future children the proper way to conduct themselves and how they need to respect and honor themselves. People often translate Besheret to mean soulmates, but in Yiddish, it literally means destiny. It's about being at the right place at the right time, and I'm glad that time was in our favor. Ariel, I want to thank you for everything you do, and I'm proud of you for who you are and who you are currently becoming. I'll always be here for you, and we're going to be, God willing, lead a beautiful, whole, and successful life together, which we will lead with terrific values that our amazing parents have endowed upon us. I promise to always be there for you when the going gets tough and when life throws us curveballs that we do not anticipate, because we're not going down without a fight. We have been through a lot together and have been through many obstacles. I cannot imagine getting over those obstacles with anyone else. Time still goes by fast when I'm with you, and I value our time together each and every day. You have pushed me when I didn't realize the potential I had, and only you realized it. You don't just make sure I am happy, you make sure I understand why I should be happy because of who I am. Ariel, I appreciate and I'm grateful for everything you do for me, and I'm more lucky to call you my wife. I cannot imagine doing life without you, and I cannot wait to grow with you until May of Esrim, until 120. I love you beyond words, Ariel. Never forget that.
Koby. Can you guys hear me? Where do I begin? You are quite literally the light of my life. When I first met you, you were this random guy who came over to my apartment purely by chance, that didn't pay much attention to me. I mean, you weren't rude about it, but you definitely didn't like me. When you finally gave me the opportunity to get to know you, I saw you bring little sparks of light into others' lives. I've heard that the testament to being a good person is not how you treat those that you love, but how you treat those that don't even know you. I've seen your genuine kindness shine through not only to strangers, but as well to those that have reflected the complete opposite to you. I could immediately tell you are more than special. You make me remember that there is good in the world. But before we met, that was far from the case. When I had cancer, I experienced the deepest darkness of my life. After I recovered, for years I accepted that there was more bad in the world than good. It was impossible to fathom any amount of light being able to remove the dark. Meeting you changed that. Koby, when we fell in love, I realized that within this world, there exists a light so bright that could eliminate darkness. The connection and love we have with each other is wider and brighter than the blackest black. While myself, and along with the other 8 billion people on this earth, still don't understand why bad things happen, to me it's comforting to know that the scale is leveled. The lowest low is in fact balanced with the highest high, and in my life, that's you. Koby, you are the reason I believe that life is worth living. You are the reason I believe in good. This has been a hard year for all of us, and although I wouldn't wish what we've been through on anyone, I'm actually really grateful for it. You make hard times seem like good ones. Thinking back on our relationship, the good times and the bad are not independent. With you by my side, I see the bad the way that I like to think God sees it. I see a world in which good and bad are intertwined, unable to label any event one or the other. What's so beautiful to me is that in our entire relationship, we have both been depressed, but never at the same time. We are never broken together. When I am drowning, your soul rescues mine. When you are deeply hurt, my heart repairs itself only to fix yours. This mechanism turns our bad situations into growth. The so-called bad allows us to deepen our connection, building more and more love, making it all worth it. To me, this pattern shows how strongly our souls are connected. Nothing is impossible and we are together. Your undying optimism is contagious. Your kindness and deep love for all of those around you is extremely rare and profound. Your patience is unmatched. What I find to be the most admirable about you is how you are willing to push yourself to grow. You are willing to leave your comfort zone and accept your shortcomings, something most people in this world would never want to think about, let alone act upon. Not you. You understand potential, you understand the importance of growth. You push yourself every day to be the best you can be. I just don't know how I got to blessed to be with a man as incredible as you. For me, our relationship proves God's existence. From the very beginning, I knew our partnership was just more than me and you. There is an intangible, transcendent spirituality to us as a couple. Koby, I love you more than anything in this world. You are literally the light of my life. I love you always and forever.
Thank you, Koby and Ariel, for those beautiful words. So we have Adam here, who's our MC for the next part of the wedding. We are now entering into the second part, which is known as Nisuin, affecting the full halachic marriage. And we do that with a second glass of wine that is going to be lifted and held by 7 members of our community who are going to say these Sheva Brachot, these 7 blessings in Hebrew. And after each Hebrew blessing, we will also have the bracha recited in translation as well. And so Adam's going to call up everyone who's reciting the Sheva Brachot one at a time. And I'll actually ask us to turn around this way so that Ariel is on the right side. So you are when you're facing this way. Yeah, we can call it the English and read it together.
Bill, I'd like to call up Bill and Dr. Ross for the first lesson. I'd like to call up Sam and Mare for the second blessing. Yeah, it's the other two.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'akol bara v'chvodo.
Amen. Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, that all was created for God's glory.
I'd like to call up Rachel and Alan Engel for the third blessing. I can talk well.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer hadam. Amen.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who fashioned the human being.
I'd like to call up the Zacks for the fourth blessing, please.
Sostasis v'tagel hakara b'kibbutz b'neha lo tocha b'simcha baruch atah Adonai mesameach Tzion v'laneha.
Blessed are you. Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who fashioned the human being in the godly image, in the image of God's likeness, and prepared for the human being from itself an eternal structure. Blessed are you, Lord, who fashioned the human being.
I'd like to call up Rav Shua and Gigi.
No way!
Sorry. That's which one is it? Short five. Sostasis. Is that what we just did? I think we just did. Did you do number 4? We're 5. Sostasis, according to the list, right? Then the Zach just do sostasis. They said sostasis. Okay. I don't think we do them. Okay. You're ready.
We're going to give you new words. Is that all right?
I just had the right one. Just here. Yeah, she has 5. She has sostasis. Okay. Okay, good. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar es adam b'tzalmo b'tzalam demostav niso v'yizkin lanu meimanu binyan adei ad Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hadam.
Bring great joy to those loving friends as you gave joy to your creations in the Garden of Eden. Blessed are you, Lord, who gives joy to the bridegroom and bride. Talking to you.
All right, I'd like to please call up Sue Proctor and Mark Cohen. Or my parents.
Sameach, Samach, Rahim, Koby. Samechecha, Yitzbechecha, Yan, Adin, Kedem. Baruch atah Adonai, Sameach, Chatan, Amen.
Amen.
Let these loving friends taste of the bliss you gave to the first man and woman in the Garden of Eden in our earliest memory. Blessed are you, Lord, who delights with bridegroom and bride.
For the seventh and final blessing, I'd like to invite up both the rabbis.
It's you.
Wait, should you do English first if it's going to be a music thing?
Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who created joy and gladness, groom and bride, laughter, song, pleasure, delight, love, fellowship, harmony, and companionship. Lord our God, let there soon be heard in the cities of Judah and the streets of Jerusalem the sound of joy and the sound of gladness, the voice of the groom and the voice of the bride, the sound of the groom's jubilance from the canopies and of youth from their song-filled feasts. Blessed are you, Lord, who gladdens the groom with the bride.
Amen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Asher asam v'simcha asam v'kala Asher
Asher baras ason v'simcha chatan v'chala Ila rinadita v'chedva Ava v'achva v'shalom v'reyu Hey Adonai Eloheinu Yishama b'yarei Yehuda u'b'chutzot Yerushalayim
Kol sason v'kol simcha Kol chazan v'kol kala Sason v'kol simcha Kol chazan v'kol kala Lo inadita v'kedva V'achva v'shalom v'reyu
Kol sason v'kol simcha Kol chatan v'kol kala Kol mitzalot chatanim mechubatam Une'arim imishtei neginatam Baruch atah Adonai Mesameach chatan im hakala
You have to bring this.
No. I'm just gonna see. Yeah, so we're gonna sing. Are you doing English with it? All right.
Really excited.
So we've completed the halachic sections of the wedding, but as our sages tell us, there's never a moment in which we can forget Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, even in our moments of greatest joy. And there's much to be said about remembering Yerushalayim, but in this moment, I just want to share a quick reflection with both of you as we're about to complete your wedding ceremony and usher you off to the house and the home and the lives that you're building together. We say that, according to our tradition, Yerushalayim, Jerusalem represents Yerushalem, the ability to see wholeness. And it's at a chuppah, it's really at every moment in our lives that we acknowledge, as you just both have in your commitments to each other, that the world isn't always perfect, and the world isn't always whole. And there is a binyan that is yet to be built. There's a third temple that is yet to be built. There is fixing tikkun that yet has to be done. And at the moment that we usher you off into your lives together, we wish you and give you a bracha to have the strength, to have the courage, to have the love for each other, to get through the challenges that are yet to come, but also to have hope for that shlemut, for that wholeness, to see it, to know that it's possible, to know that it's there among yourselves, among your family, among Klal Yisrael, the Jewish people, and the world at large. We give you a bracha that we should all see through the home that you're building together, that Yerushalayim, that ability to see wholeness in this world. And we are asking you, as our emissaries, to help build that wholeness. And we have great faith and excitement in the beautiful lives and the wholeness that you are going to bring to our world through the home that you built together.
אם אשכחך ירושלים, תשכח ימיני, רק לשוני תחיתי, אם לא
I thought that was gonna happen.